Bollywood celebrities, eventually they are Indians, and cricket breathes in every Indian's heart. Everybody is up for grabs from him. If you see every player that plays in the country today, or maybe Sachin sir or Virat Kohli or any of them, they started with tennis ball cricket. So the
Yeah.
basis of any cricket that starts in the country starts with tennis ball cricket.
What can the fans and the players expect from this ISPL season?
So what we have done is we've announced the Man of the Series award, which is the most valuable player award, which is a Porsche
Hmm.
911. And this is the first time in the country, or rather I can say internationally, that a car at that standard has been offered to a player. This is the last season we'll be doing our trials, and we realize that performance-based trials are the most important rather than having regular trials by the selectors itself at their locations. Also, we are doing home trials this year, which is the learning from the first two seasons that many people cannot travel.
Hi Suraj, thanks for joining us. It's been great 2 seasons of the ISPL. We're working our way towards the third season. How does it feel? It's a couple of months away, the season starting, but the trials are underway. So, what are your initial first thoughts as things get underway?
Firstly, thank you for having me, Tanuj. ISPL has come a long way from the day we started. Is we just realized the immense potential of the brand ISPL coming together. We had around 15 million viewers for the first 11 matches when we started the ISPL in season two. 32% increase in TV reach over season one. Season two recorded around 28 million viewers. So we've realized that the growth level has increased slowly and steadily coming forward. The operational jump also, if you can see right now, from 55 cities, we are going to 101 cities. This will just allow more and more people to enroll and come together for this one.
Before we move on to the next season, let's talk about the previous season. What have your learnings been from season one to season two, and now that you're planning on incorporating into this third season of the ISPL?
So we realized that a lot of more people want to get associated with ISPL, and to reach the grassroots, which is our main aim, we need to make sure that there's a national framework created. That's the reason we started with the national framework coming together in season four now. This is the last season we'll be doing our trials, and we realize that performance-based trials are the most important rather than having regular trials by the selectors itself at their locations. Also, we are doing home trials this year, which is the learning from the first two seasons that many people cannot travel to multiple places, and the comfort level that they have in their surroundings is far higher than what they can perform originally on the field. So, just to give that comfort in the first round of selections, we are doing home trials this season for around 1 lakh children.
So we'll touch upon multiple things that sort of the endeavors that the ISPL has launched. The first of them is the national framework. Can you tell us and tell our sort of viewers what that is and what that entails?
The idea for national framework came in as we understood that we got 44 lakh people this year, and 44 lakh people getting their trials done becomes a real task altogether. And if this number keeps on increasing, it will become very difficult to actually ascertain the right talent coming together for ISPL. So our
Hmm.
core committee, which is headed by Honorable Sachin Tendulkar ji, Bharat Ratna. So he and we all suggested that we should create a framework which will actually create a pathway, structured pathway for the grassroots to reach where they want to reach, and to come into the mainstream of cricket. This also provides a clear platform for individuals all over the country to align and come forward in a performance-based setup where they'll get to play multiple tournaments all around the year, which are also with prize money. At the same time, they realize what they're going to get at the end of the day and how long the performance is needs to be showcased. ISPL will be putting in 1,000 players list every week on every Monday, updating the points. Now these points will actually show them that where they are standing, and they know how much harder they need to work. The national framework is all about getting inclusivity. More importantly, we are allowing selection tournaments for all kinds of balls that play grassroots cricket, which is a rubber ball or a soft ball. Because as you see, India is a diverse country, and in the south they play with the soft ball, in the north they play with a tape ball. In the
Hmm.
central regions, you will see them playing with a rubber ball. In the rainy season, they play with a different ball. So we are not restricting anybody from the grassroots to be a part of the selection tournament. Is the a testament to our inclusivity program.
One of the aspects that is also part of the national framework is that you're putting the onus on the teams to sort of unearth talent in their regions, in their sort of going in deeper into the country and finding talents that otherwise would not have been found. In that way, what role does ISPL play in ensuring that that happens well and they sort of can monitor that it's happening in the best and most judicial way possible?
So currently, also the team have their own scouts. But what we are doing here is, as I said, that we were looking to structure this in a proper manner, and what we called it as a national framework. So it was important that every team is given a zone that they can adhere to, and they can create their tournament and prove that grassroots development is happening from their end. What ISPL as an umbrella does is we guide them, and at the same time we also monitor what is done there and what is done right, or either ways, if there is anything that goes wrong, we always there to help them out.
The ISPL's third season has been branded as bigger, better, and bolder. What can the fans and the players expect from this ISPL season?
So what we have done is we've announced the Man of the Series award, which is the most valuable player award, which is a Porsche
Hmm.
911. And this is the first time in the country, or rather I can say internationally, that a car at that standard has been offered to a player. Our idea here is fan engagement also. 80% would be the points of the player who will be coming in the
Yeah.
finals, and 20% would be the points that the fans give him, the voting that happens. So there's a lot of fan engagement coming in. Also, what we are doing this year is a number of days of increase. So we have around 28 days of play. This year we have 8 teams, so there are two more teams added. This is Ahmedabad and Delhi. So
Yeah.
there are more matches happening, and each team will be playing 10 matches. So there's a lot of cricket content, and you can see a lot of talent coming in. And of course,
Hmm.
when ISPL comes in, there is entertainment. So there'll be a lot of entertainment also for this people
Hmm.
coming on ground as well as online. So a lot of things in store.
What message do you want to send with the winner getting the Porsche car? Ravi Shastri won an Audi all those years back. What message do you intend to send to the players, to the aspirants for the ISPL?
Aspirational value that we are trying to create out here is for every individual to believe that they can get their dreams structured and get them in the long run and achieve whatever they want. Today, every individual in India hopes to be a star someday. What we are doing here is giving him that platform and that chance. Our hashtag is very clear on the whole process. Jitna kheloge, utna jeetoge. So we want them to play, perform, and live their dreams.
So now that the league is going to 101 cities from 55, not only is it just giving more people an opportunity to showcase their skills, it adds as a logistical challenge for you guys on how you ensure that you go into the nook and crannies of the country. How are you planning on circumventing that logistical challenge?
So, Tanuj, we've been doing this first 2 seasons and we've realized the challenges that we faced. We learned from them. And as you know, that first year we started with 18 cities and then we gradually scaled up to 55. This year we are at 101 cities. Our idea is very clear that maximum exposure to the player coming in should be there. And the selectors who are selecting should be able to watch each and every player so they get their due. We understand the challenges that may come here, but that's the reason we have started the framework for the season 4. And I hope that everything comes together and every tournament that is played in the country is with all inclusivity from all players. The best part here is that coming in the coming seasons, each player can play from any zone. It's not restricted that a north zone player cannot come to the south zone and play. It's the number of points and performance that's going to work.
How do we ensure that sort of like I understand that you've taken your learnings from season 1 to season 2 in terms of scaling from 18 to 55 to now 101 cities, but for a player, how do they ensure that there is continuity for them, that they are able to play multiple seasons, or is it just something that they play one season and then they sort of move on to other pastures?
No, so here what we have is the player, once he's registered with us, he gets a unique number. And that unique number
Okay.
allows him to take part in multiple tournaments, which will come in
Hmm.
as a selection tournament for ISPL. So under the national framework, what we are doing here is that every zone will be doing its own tournament, Danush.
Hmm.
So they get to play in multiple tournaments around the year and accumulate points. So the
Yeah.
accumulated points will decide their performance ranking, and that ranking will then be showcased on the website. top
Okay.
1,000 players which are there, 100 from each zone, will be showcased. So there are 200 under 19 players, which will be 25 from each zone, and 800 players from open categories, which will be 100 from each zone. So every player
Okay.
gets an equal chance to be a part of it.
Another thing that has changed or will change when the season begins is the squad size. There will be 18 players allowed now, maximum of 18 players with two under 19 players. So, can you shed light on how that idea came about and what the discussions behind the scenes were about it?
Also, one more thing, Danush, we're doing is we've increased the purse to 1.5 crores from
Yeah,
1
yeah,
crore.
yeah.
So there's a 50% increase in the purse also. Idea here came in because we understood that there are a lot many talented players who are not being able to come together for ISPL. And when 16 players are there, a lot of players get injured. And due to injury, the teams also face a lot of issues. So the first two seasons actually taught us that we need at least 18 players in every squad and two players of under 19 so that they can be mentored in their coming time to play the mainstream cricket.
Can you talk about how that sort of discussion goes through and who initiated that discussion at all?
So there's a core committee where Sachin sir, myself, Ashish ji, and Musa Khalid ji, we all sit together and we discuss
Hmm.
various points here. And
Hmm.
there's an operations head. We have Mr. Deepak Chauhan, who is also instrumental in explaining what are the ground issues that we have today. And
Hmm.
as per the comments that we face from all the teams, we decide on the way forward for ISPL.
Now, moving to the addition of the two franchises in Delhi, and secondly, in terms of giving it a Bollywood spin as well, with Ajay Devgn and Salman becoming franchise owners in Delhi and Ahmedabad, respectively. Can you talk about how did that come about? Who initiated the conversations and how things work in that way?
So it's very interesting to know that Salman Bhai was in touch with me from season one, and many ideas that you have seen implemented in season one, two are basically suggested by him. So we were always in touch. He was always very intrigued with the idea that what we are doing, and it was just when we were going to do the expansion, it was a natural select that Salman Bhai had to be a part of it. So I went to him and I requested him, sir, if you would be a part of it, and we really, really like it, and he was gracious enough to accept it. And it comes to Ajay Devgan, sir, he was. We were in touch with somebody for Ahmedabad, and we realized that the mass following that he has in Ahmedabad and all the other cities in the country. So as you see, ISPL is all about inclusivity of the masses. He was a perfect fit for Ahmedabad for us.
How were these franchises decided in terms of the city? I mean, why Delhi and Ahmedabad?
Originally, we had Delhi as our original team when we in season one announced our setup. But because Akshay Kumar sir wanted Srinagar specifically, as he said that if this is about inclusivity, this is where I come from. So I want a piece of from where my mother was there. So his mother came from Jammu, I believe. So he took Srinagar, and that's where Delhi got omitted at that time. But as you see, these are the central part of the cities of the country and maximum inclusions. If you see when there are trials that happen in these cities, we have the maximum number of people coming. So that's how we
Okay.
decide our franchise.
In terms of the Bollywood's inclusion into a cricket league, that is not something that is new to us. IPL and a lot of other leagues in the country also have Bollywood presence. What do you hope to achieve by that association? And do you think bringing that synergy sort of takes away from the cricket of it all at some point? Do you believe that?
See, what I believe right now is that cricket is the forefront of ISPL. The grassroots is where we are, and our aim has always been that if you see first two seasons, we have not focused on Bollywood as much as we focused on grassroots cricket. And our idea of the national framework also focuses on cricket rather than any kind of Bollywood activation. What Bollywood does is helps us to get faster recognition, helps the product reach various locations, and the hunger that even these Bollywood celebrities have. Eventually, they are Indians, and cricket breathes in every Indian's heart. So, if you see the last two seasons, you will see how Saif and Kareena were there at the ground themselves. Saif was with his child at the final matches, and he was instrumental in team building from the start. Similarly, for season two, Amitabh sir was there for every of his matches, along with Abhishek sir, of course. And Akshay Kumar sir, with his daughter, came in to watch the match for the first time. It has ever happened that he's got his daughter out because this is all a arrangement where they feel feeling of belonging is there with the stars, and they understand that how a noble cause is this of getting these children from the streets to the stadium, giving them this platform to shine. I think this is something which is God gifted. ISPL has just happened because God has made it happen, I feel. Because otherwise, getting so many stars together, getting so many corporates together within a span of last 1 2 years wouldn't be possible.
Can you also shed light on the third season moving to Surat? Why Surat, and what are your expectations out of people of Surat coming in for these matches?
So a lot of people ask me this question: why Surat and why not some other city? And I will just tell you this: that we were one day sitting together, and I asked Sachin sir, that sir, where do you think we should be taking ISPL? Because we had an idea of taking ISPL out of the city after every 2 years, so we had to travel. And he said, I have played at the stadium in Surat, and the tennis ball and the grassroots come from the tier two cities. So I think that we should be somewhere around there, which has a good stadium, and I have played there. So please go visit it first. We did
Hmm.
a recce, and I came back for the meeting. I said, sir, I liked what I saw, and I think we can go ahead if you are okay with it. And he said, it's important that we reach every city of the country eventually. But to start with, now we going away from Maharashtra, it will be better we reach Surat because, firstly, the stadium is beautiful. 30% of the cricket of tennis ball, or rather, I would say grassroots cricket, is played around Surat areas. So it really mattered for us that we are in the center of the action.
So, do you plan on staying in Surat for 2 years as the plan goes?
Hopefully, we have a lot of invites from other cities, so we will probably travel. It all depends upon the core committee's decision and how does it fare in Surat this year.
And lastly, what are your expectations out of the third season, and sort of what you hope to achieve?
We plan to ensure that this national framework comes into play after season three. And our main focus now is to ensure that multiple tournaments are played all over the country. Each and every zone performs those tournaments coming forward. Our focus is more on ensuring that the players that are selected in season three get that platform in the mainstream and are given a place to shine. So if you know the season two, our player was selected for net bowling in Calcutta Knight Riders in IPL. It's just that what we wanted, the talent should be able to showcase his abilities and just get a place where he really belongs.
So, is there some sort of also, but now that you've touched base on the KKR net selection, this thing, is there some sort of deal or collaborative effort happening where players who get sort of shine in the ISPL play for, say, one of the Ranji teams, or as a net bowler or practice bowler in the
No,
IPL?
absolutely
Has
not.
it happened?
Absolutely not. There's no tie-up as such. We
Hmm.
just believe that when the grassroots player shines, everybody is up for grabs from him. If you see every player that plays in the country today, or maybe Sachin sir or Virat Kohli or any of them, they started with tennis ball cricket. So the
Yeah.
basis of any cricket that starts in the country starts with tennis ball cricket. What we are doing out here is just showcasing that what these boys can do, their abilities to
Hmm.
perform, how they play, and what is their capabilities. And now it's up to the other franchisee in the mainstream cricket to pick them up.
That sounds great. Thank you, Suraj, for giving your time, and we are looking forward to the third season of the ISPL.
Thank you, Tanush. Thank you, Tanush, for having me.